Alright, what's up everybody, Matchstick Gamer here, and I know I released a video a little while ago talking about the event of Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 6, and today we actually finally got the translation, like the English translation. So instead of going through a news source to get my information, I actually decided to read it now that it's out. And I want to say some things are different than I thought. Some things are wrong that some other YouTubers have said, at least from the translation I read. For those of you wondering which version I read the translation that's available on Manga Stream. However, you may read it through Manga Panda or whatever. I don't know if Manga Panda has theirs available, but feel free to go and check theirs out, check their website out. They do, and maybe there's some differences. But we'll get into that later. Anyways, so continuing forward, so of course the chapter opens up with what we see appear to be going on. Beerus and Champa are fighting somewhere out in space, and the amazing thing is clearly they don't have a barrier around them, so this implies that Beerus and Champa can breathe in space, and they're going around systematically destroying stuff, or not, I shouldn't even say, well, yeah, systematically more or less, but they're going around doing it effortlessly, mind you. I mean, they're fighting each other over a Puff Puff, and what you find out is that they are actually in Universe 6 fighting, and they are fighting over the Puff Puff that was on the top of their birthday cake. We find out what a Puff Puff is, actually. It is a fruit that is available on a planet called Planet Sweets. And we find out that, of course, Universe 6 and 7 both have a Planet Sweets, and both of them produce this fruit known as a Puff Puff. Unfortunately, we don't know what it looks like, so I can't honestly say. But it must be very, very good because Beerus and Champa both said it is delicious. And anyways, continuing forward, so they're fighting, and Champa then proceeds to throw rots at Beerus of some sort using, I'm guessing, a telekinetic-like ability to have him go after him, and I guess they're moving at a high enough pace that it's threatening to Beerus, so Beerus flies away. Beerus flies and then goes, let's go down to a planet. He doesn't say it, but obviously that's what he's thinking. So he drops down to a planet, manages to avoid him, and then knocks him away. And then Champa comes flying down, and Beerus jumps out of the way last second. Champa kicks the planet and blows it up. Physical strength. DBZ characters can punch stuff and stomp stuff and destroy it now. Okay? They can destroy the whole planet by kicking it. I think that speaks volumes. And mind you, they weren't even going 100%. They were getting ready to destroy the entire universe because, in fact, eventually the fight led up to the point to where, after still jumping around beating each other, they get ready to shoot some sort of attack. And both of them look at each other and more or less agree, I don't care what happens to this universe, I'm going to destroy you. So they're going to destroy the entire universe, and of course, Whis and Vado step in last minute and chop them to the back of the neck, thus knocking them out. And of course, they force them to agree that they should do culinary contests from now on instead, and then of course we kind of find out that Whis was telling all these events to Vegeta, who was asking about why this was going down, I'm guessing. And we learn, okay, that makes sense. So that's why they're there, and they're arguing over, of course, again, who has the better food, whether it be Universe 7 or Universe 6. It eventually leads into, okay, the only way to settle this is if we have a tournament style, or like a fisticuffs match. And of course, they agree. And Goku's like all excited and says, I want to participate, So, of course, Beerus is like, are you sure you want to participate? He's like, uh-huh. So, they agree. And then they proceed to explain the rules. 1v1 style matches, 5 contestants on each side from each universe. The rules are set up just like the World Martial Arts Tournament. No killing is allowed, no drugging of your opponent is allowed, no weapons are allowed. And if you get knocked out for 10 seconds, get pushed out of the ring, you lose. Or if you give up, you lose. So, pretty simple. And then Vegeta added another rule, so this is where this rule comes in. I weren't sure who decided on this rule because nobody explicitly stated whom came up with it, but the rule was that there was a simplified written test. So this is a simple test. It's not some sort of complicated high school algebraic or college stuff, complicated crap. No, just a simplified test because Vegeta doesn't want to fight a stupid fighter. He wants them to actually have some sort of intelligence, because it'd be problematic according to Vegeta. Now, of course, I'm wondering how well Goku fared in this, because yes, Goku is a genius when it comes to fighting, but not so much when it comes to book smart. Roshi taught him some basic stuff, and we know this from watching Dragon Ball, and we can assume that he learned a little bit more from Kami, because whenever he came back, he knew what marriage was, finally. So, yeah, Goku's intelligence has gone up a little bit, but not by much. He's certainly nowhere near his son's level in terms of intelligence. Nothing on Goku, but I mean, let's all face it, folks. Goku's not the brightest character in Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z, or Super, or GT, or any other iteration of the Dragon Ball series, canon or not canon. So, going forward from there, they also explain where it'll take place. We find out that this will take place on a uninhabited planet that is actually somewhere in between both universes, between Universe 6 and 7. We don't know much about the planet, of course, other than, of course, as we said, there's nothing there, so it's completely safe. Nobody will be harmed. And that's about it. We know it'll take place within 5 Earth days. So 5 Earth days, that's when the tournament will take place, and we also find out some new information about the Dragon Balls. Guess what? The Dragon Balls, contrary to popular belief, apparently, in Champa's universe, and we're not sure about the universe that Goku and them live in, but apparently Namekians exist in Champa's universe as well, and the Wish Orbs actually have been there long before the Namekians were around. In fact, how the Namekians got their Dragon Balls, they found the original Wish Orbs and chipped off pieces of them and made the Wish Orbs that we know that are on Namek, and I guess at some point Namekians developed a magical ability to create some if needed, which is why Kami was capable of creating some on Earth. But, who knows? Either way, that is currently the new origin story of the Dragon Balls. They've just always been there, and the Namekians got them through chipping off pieces from the bigger ones that are planet-sized Dragon Balls. Okay? Let me see. What else is there to cover? So, after that, we find out that, of course, Champa hasn't found the 7th one yet, and he said, I'll hand him over to you if you decide if you win the tournament. They agree, of course. But he said they'll have to find the other one on their own. And then, they leave, and on their way out of there, Vados, of course, goes, don't you think you'll have a hard time with them, or something along the lines of that? And of course, Champa goes, did you see how slow they were? We can beat them easily. More or less, he said that. So they leave, and of course, after they're gone and out of sight, Goku and Vegeta take off the weighted gear that Whis was making them wear, which implies, of course, later, whenever they actually go to fight, it'll be like, holy crap, they're fast, because since they were wearing that weighted gear, there's no way they could actually see how fast they were. So they're going to come in this underestimating Goku and Vegeta's overall speed. So now we get into opponents. So, Beerus is over there standing there talking to Whis about something, and then, they ask him, have you given any thought to who you'll have? And of course, he already knows Vegeta and Goku are going to participate, so he knows, do you have any suggestions? So, Goku and Vegeta sit there and talk, and they point out people, and he goes, okay, of course we got to have Majin Buu. Then he says, and we got to have Piccolo, and then Vegeta brings up Gohan, and then Goku says, no, Gohan's become a complete bookworm. He hasn't fought in some. He points out that he's lost his gi too. So, oh my God, Gohan, how do you lose that gi? I mean, that was a special gi. I mean, granted, it weren't the greatest thing in existence, but come on, don't lose your combat gear. You never know when you might need to be called into battle. Anyways, so Goku more or less called his son a nerd. So after that, then they go to say, well, who should the 5th fighter be? And Beerus says, I've chosen the 5th fighter already. It's an opponent that's stronger than you, more or less. That's what he told Goku. So he's weaker than Whis, but stronger than Goku was whenever they fought last. Now, Goku has gotten stronger, but we don't know who this opponent is. And by the way, contrary to what some YouTubers have been saying, at least in the translation I read, they did not say what the warrior's name was. So they didn't describe what his race is, or if it's a dude or a chick for that matter. And then going forward, of course, Beerus said that's going to be the 5th warrior I pick. And then they start talking about the Super Dragon Balls again, and Goku says, "Oh, Bulma can make a radar, can find this thing easy." And of course, Beerus says, all right, have that strong-willed woman you call Bulma prepare a radar that can track the thing. So, of course, they get ready to leave for Earth, and then they ask Whis if they will accompany him, and Whis says, of course, I love going to Earth, So, they go to Earth, and they get the dragon radar that Bulma made, and it's this actually very different from any previous iteration of the Dragon Radar. It's quite large. I would describe it maybe slightly larger than a standard Frisbee, to kind of give you an idea. Vegeta's holding it and trying to make it work, I guess, and you can see it's like showing a clicking sound effect because he's clicking it a bunch trying to make it work, and nothing's happening. And Bulma asks Goku, if they have Super Dragon Balls in their universe, we should have them in ours, right? And Goku says, yeah, that would make sense. And but Goku says, but how come the Dragon Radar aren't picking them up? Bulma explains it's because they're on the edge of the universe and they need to find the center of the universe. Once they find the center, they'll be able to find the Super Dragon Balls. So, of course, she calls her sister Tights, who then lets her know Jocko's on his way. He's like 50 minutes from Earth, so 50 minutes later he arrives. And, like, they get into a talk about, can you help us find the center of the universe? Goku, of course, asks him this, and Jocko sits there and shouting at Goku like, no, how can I find the center of the universe? The Milky Way, because Goku pointed out, the Milky Way is large, and like he said, you know how large the Milky Way is, what makes you think I could find the center of the universe, which has got plenty of galaxies like the Milky Way in it? And then after that, they more or less agrees. He agrees to take Bulma with him to help find the center of the universe, but they're going to go and see a man by the name of Zuno. I'm not exactly sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but according to the translation, it literally means either brains or smarts. So, depends on how you interpret it, I guess. But the dude is apparently omniscient, or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but all that means is basically he's all-knowing. He knows everything. And according to Jocko, in a typical Toriyama comedy fashion, says that he knows everything. He can even tell you what color a person's underwear is, and he said he can tell you the color of a person's underwear he's never met before. Okay, so that guy really knows everything. I'm just hoping that this guy isn't too much of a pervert and actually is serious about his job, but who knows? He might be a wiser, perverted version of Master Roshi, if that makes sense. But we don't know. Anyways, so Bulma gets ready to go off with Jocko, but before he leaves, Vegeta looks up at Jocko and says, don't try anything funny with Bulma. Like, he's serious, like he threatened him. And that brought me back to thinking, like, of all the times Bulma's gone around being chummy with Whis, he not once told Whis off. Even though he couldn't probably beat Whis, that's besides the point. He still think he would have said something. So that makes me think back to my theory video I made, which you should go back and check out. Is Whis gay? Who knows? That might be why he didn't concern, because maybe Vegeta knows that Whis is gay potentially, but that's just assumptions. Anyways, so of course Jocko goes, huh, me? Pointing at himself, and then shakes his head, and then of course Bulma slaps Jocko in the back of the head. His head hits the console of the ship, then they take off, fly off, and then Goku and Vegeta are just standing here talking and stuff, and Goku says, we married strong-willed women, didn't we? And then Vegeta goes, yeah, but yeah, we did. And then Vegeta goes, and I don't necessarily dislike that about Bulma either. And then Goku says, yeah, now that we're talking about that, that's why I like Chi-Chi too. And then, of course, Piccolo's in the background going, like, that's why they're together, and I'm just now finding out about this. Or, excuse me, he goes, we're just now finding out about this, breaking the fourth wall, saying that we, as the people reading it, are just now finding out about it. And then, of course, Vegeta then says, strong-willed women like them are only capable of handling our Saiyan blood. So, then, of course, we go to the next phase, and then we see that Vados and Chopper are on the planet preparing the arena for the fight, and talking about bathrooms and such. And then it ends off with saying, those were Saiyans that Beerus had, then we needed to acquire some Saiyans of our own. We should have some, right? It only made sense. So anyways, it ends off like that, and that's pretty much the end of the chapter. And according to the title, next chapter, we actually see the tournament start. So we'll get to see who's Beerus's, I guess, companion, or not companion, but his fifth warrior he's going to select, and we'll get to see the 5 warriors Champa selects. So that covers it for this official, complete translation review of Chapter 6 of the Dragon Ball Super manga. I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Also, make sure to check out my official Facebook and Twitter pages. And this is going to be released on Black Friday, so those of you out there that are shopping on Black Friday, I personally will not be going out to shop on Black Friday. I mean, I'll be going out to get something, but I'm not shopping for deals. But to those of you that are out there doing it, be safe. Black Friday can be very violent sometimes. You don't believe me? Look up some YouTube videos on it. They're out there. I also hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. I certainly did. Fried turkey is delicious. Yum. But stay tuned to the end where I'll talk about my little Indiegogo project I'm working with over on Indiegogo. Hopefully y'all donate a little bit if you can. If not, it's cool. Just at least help spread the word about us, on social networking and such. So, yeah. Peace.
Peace.
And my wife says peace. Alright, hi there everyone, and thank you for staying tuned to the end. If you did, I greatly appreciate it. Anyways, what I wanted to talk to y'all about was this Indiegogo project I'm working with right here, Monstars Plush, Anime Gaming and Cosplay Addicts. And the goal of this project is to raise $7,000 to create a plushie of the mascot of a company known as Gaijin USA Incorporated. Now, you may not be familiar with that company, but perhaps you're more familiar with one of their other products they sell. And that product being the Starbots. To basically summarize what the Starbots is, it is a anime and gaming mystery box containing, just mysterious items of anime and gaming themed type stuff. And it's very neat. They have a website that they sell them on. I'll post a link to that along with a link to this little project right here that hopefully y'all be willing to throw a little money at. Anyways, that said, let's get into it. So we've currently got $600 raised, which is 9% of the amount we need, and we hope to raise the remainder that we need within 28 days. We do have some little perks here for y'all to maybe, consider donating a little more to maybe get one of these awesome little perks. $3 get you a button that says I donated, and it'll look like this right here, for those of you wondering. If you donate $19, you actually get a plushie. You donate $40, you get 2 of them. You donate $90, you get 3. And if you donate a whopping $200, that is right, folks, $200, you actually get a anime and gaming mystery box known as the Mega Box, and 4 Monstar plushies. Let me see, what else? Now, just so you know, 2 out of the 1,000 buttons have been claimed. 3 out of the 401 Monstar plushies people can get for $19 have been claimed. 3 out of the 200 for the 2 Monstar plushies have been claimed, and 1 out of the 100 of 3 Monstar plushies you can get of the litter, the $90 one, have been claimed, and 0 out of 35 of the $200 one has been claimed. So that's that. Now, to those of you so far that have donated, we greatly appreciate it, and thank you very much, and we'll hope that you will continue to help us in the future on this project. And to those of you that are going to donate, we also appreciate it, but if you can't donate, then at the very least, we hope you'll be willing to help spread the word about us on your channel if you own a YouTube channel that's big, or if you are big on blogging, etc., social networking, whatever the case may be. We hope you'll help spread the word about us on there. We greatly appreciate it. Anyways, if you're wondering what the backstory is on them, here it is. No one really knows where they came from. The crew of a cargo ship discovered them in an unmarked box that mysteriously appeared in their hold. They have been a part of the ship's crew ever since. There always seems to be more and more of them popping up. They love anime and video games to the point they try to eat geeky items when it's sighted. They can be found reading manga, playing games, and cosplaying when not helping Starla and the crew procure more rare items to transport for a fee. So there's a little backstory on them. And just to kind of give you an idea of what it looked like, here's a spec sheet, as you can see, and it will be blue. And that's just because it's the cheapest and simplest color and such. This is a mock prototype right here, basically, but it will be blue, like I said up here, not this green color. And we do eventually plan on maybe doing a cosplay line of them, if this works out. And this is just an example, a red one wearing an obvious Link from the Legend of Zelda cosplay. So, I believe that about covers everything. I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Check this out. Check the little project here out. We greatly appreciate it. Donate if you can. If you can't, you can't. It's fine. We understand. So thank you very much, and yeah, peace. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z/Kai, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super are all owned by Fuji TV, Toei Animation, Funimation, and Akira Toriyama. I do not claim to own any of these. The video and any images that appear were used under fair use.